guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry I missed last week. It was just very uneventful, but it gave me a lot of time to think about what I want to put out on this channel, and I would rather put out good quality content over something really random like my first vlog. Today I'm talking about what made me want to go back to college as a mom to two children at the age of 26. That's when I started school, and I'm gonna graduate by the time I'm 30. So this is for all you moms who are contemplating on the idea of going back to college. You have little kids, or you just in general want to go back to college because you chose not to go right after high school. A non-traditional student, basically. After high school, I had no plans, but I got pregnant. And my wonderful son came along, and then we had our daughter while my husband was in school. Between that time, by the time my husband was done with college and we bought a house and everything, I kind of started thinking about, what am I gonna do? Eventually my kids are going to go to school and I'll have no more at home to take care of, so I need to do something with my life. And I had always thought about going back to school. The only thing holding me back was myself, just because I didn't know what I wanted to study. I didn't know if I was smart enough to go back because it had been a couple years since I was recently graduated from high school, so I didn't know if I still had it in me. It can be financially uncertain about if you can go back or not. You do have to figure out if you qualify for FAFSA or if you need to take out loans, if you can pay it off with cash up front. Those were some things that kind of held me back for a couple years. I probably could have gone to school when my son started going to daycare. Instead, I worked at the mall for a little bit, like part-time. That's a whole different story. My camera died, so I had to move things around, so if I'm in a different spot, that's fine. I'm going to tell you about what I went through before I started going to school and my thought process, and maybe this will help you decide if you want to go to college. I was unsure if I was mentally fit to go back to school, just because, like I have said, I graduated in 2010. And it had been a good amount of time since I had been to school, so studying, absorbing information and such, I wasn't sure if I was capable of doing it. I didn't want to waste any more time. I was getting into my mid-20s, and I just had to jump on it and trust that I would put in the work, because it is an investment to go to school. And that's what I told myself. I said, no one's gonna put in the work except for myself. So let's just go into it and give it a try. So once I decided that, I really wish I had researched what programs they were offering to study, because I was a little lost. I switched my major a couple times. So I started out with organizational sciences, I hope I said that right, as my degree. And then I realized that was not what I wanted to do, so I was like, marketing sounds cool. I went into business marketing. After a couple business classes, I realized it was not for me, and luckily it was like my first semester back as a sophomore. But the fortunate thing is, I had a minor in advertising, and I had taken a couple of journalism and mass media classes, and that's where I was like, hey, I like this area a lot more than business and marketing. So I talked to my advisor, and I was like, marketing isn't what I thought it was going to be. Described what I thought it would be, and she was like, honey, that's PR. Public relations. So now I am studying public relations, and I wish I had researched the majors that my university offered, because if I had dug a little deeper, I would have seen that PR was for me, and I would not have wasted a couple of classes in business and all that. But I'm grateful for the experience, because I do know a few things now that I can apply on my resume, such as economics, just general business classes, and then some math. I hate math, but I'm so grateful that I took some math classes, because I needed to touch up on that. So that's something else to figure out. Figure out what you want to study so you don't waste time, money, and, energy and stuff that you're really not interested in. Something else I suggest looking up is seeing if you qualify for FAFSA or any other kind of financial aid to go back to school. There are scholarships for moms. I am not on any of them, because most of them are targeted towards single moms, which is awesome, and I'm glad there's people out there helping them. I didn't qualify because I'm married, or my husband made too much money, and so there was other scholarships I had to look for. You could do a work study, but Right now, I personally am trying to figure out if I should do a work study. Like I said, I have 2 kids and it's just a lot of time that I would have to like try to figure out how to work with. While my son is in elementary school and my daughter's in preschool, there's only a set amount of time they can be gone, and I want to be with them and not miss out on too much while I'm going to school. Work studies are something you definitely have to see if it works for your lifestyle. I take between 12 to 18 credits each semester depending on what my goals are. This next semester in the fall I'm taking 15, and I don't know what that's going to look like because of COVID-19 and the public school system, so that's going to be interesting to figure out. I did it this spring though, so I'm not that scared. I know I can do it and it'll be okay. Something else I don't want you moms to feel discouraged about is being older than everyone else in your class. Like, nobody really cares. I see people that are probably in their 50s in my class, and that's just awesome. It's never too late to follow your dreams or any goals that you have. Just be proud of yourself because you're putting yourself out there and you're gaining an education that's really important, and it'll set you up for life. The last thing is, I understand everyone's situation with their families or where they're living is completely different, but if you can find a support system to help you when you need to study, when you need to go take an exam, because there are some evening exams, just having somebody there in case you have evening exams, because those do happen. Make sure to talk to your professors about your situation. I always introduce myself and I'm like, hi, I'm so excited to be a part of this class. I'm just wondering, like, if I have to miss class because my son has a fever, do I bring a doctor's note from them, or is it just not going to count as an excused absence? That kind of stuff you have to think about when you're starting the semester. I live in Idaho, so snow days happen a lot, but usually it's just with the public school system, and my son doesn't have school, but I do, so I talked to my professors about bringing him with me, and he's 9, so they don't care. They're like, if he can be quiet and like stay to himself and not disturb the class, that's fine, which is awesome. You have to think about random stuff like that, like scenarios, and try to figure that out. My support system is my husband and my daughter's daycare because I literally could not go to school. And I also do an after school program for my son every now and then depending on my schedule, because some of my classes do run late. School gets out like at 3 and sometimes my classes end like at 4, and I have to just pay up a little bit extra for him to stay at an after school program. You're gonna have to figure out how to study, because sometimes you run out of time and your kids are with you. You either have to do it while they're eating dinner, or you have to do it early in the morning or when they go to bed. And for me, I've been pretty lucky where I've only had one class where I just like had a rough time studying for, but it worked out. My final message is for you parents, adults, non-traditional students. I know this is a scary step and you're unsure if you should do it. I've been there. I told myself I wasn't smart enough for so many years. I'm so glad I did it. This last year, the school year from 2019 to 2020, I got a 4.0 each semester. I worked my ass off to do it, and I'm really proud of myself now that I know that I can get a 4.0 with 2 kids, doing photography on the side, and trying to, you know, get some experience with my field. Basically, I'm just trying to show you guys that if I can do it, I have great faith in you, because there wasn't a lot going on in here for a couple of years. That's it for this part of this topic. I'll probably cover something like how I study, how I got a 4.0 GPA for the semester, and if things go back to normal, I'll try to post like a day in my life with kids and school. Sorry guys, my camera is doing weird things. Anyways, if the semester looks normal, I'll try to post a day in my life with school and kids. So I'm about to go like on a little spiel, so if you want to end the video here, I understand, but I'm going to talk about my quarantine weight gain for just a little bit. When I made that video about my quarantine weight gain, I had like a plan set out. I was so excited. I was going to go in full force and, you know, get after it and just get back to feeling good about myself. Well, I had runner's knee. It hurt really bad. We were walking downtown one day and I just like had to stop. It just hurt so bad and I knew that there was something wrong with it, and it was just runner's knee. But I gave myself 3 weeks to heal. That meant no walks, no exercise, just legit just being on the couch and letting myself heal, because I have a history with not healing and just pushing through the pain. No pain, no gain. I hate that mentality. Quarantine weight gain is still on, and I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. I have started running again, which I am so happy about. I missed running, and I started working out again, very lightly, only body weight, and I've been going on walks. Walks have helped a lot, and I'm so excited to get back into it. And I hope those of you who are still struggling with quarantine weight gain, I hope you guys are doing better than me, because it's a little rough out here. Not feeling great, but we're gonna change that. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching my video. I know it's very sporadic on this channel, but I appreciate you guys checking in, and I'll do my braces update in August when I get my braces tightened. Alright, bye guys, stay healthy.